I know it's been quite a while, so I'm going to quickly give you a rundown of movies, TV shows, board games, video games I've been watching or playing. This is some of the movies. So, a few have been on DVDs. One's worth checking out. So these are from either this year or previous years. The Duck, really decent horror type thriller film, worth checking out. I will put more details in the description below of more of these movies, because obviously there's movies with a lot of the same titles. So The Duck, worth watching. Adrift, pretty decent movie. It's based on true events. I didn't really know any of the true events before watching the movie. Really nice, well told story, straight to the point. Cinematography, really well done. Jericho Mansions was just super weird. I hated it. I mainly watched it because Jennifer Tilly was in it. I'm a fan of her from Child's Play series. Not good. Trick, really good Halloween movie. Perfect for this month. Really worth checking out. Not fantastic when it comes to acting. It's a very B-grade type film, but the gore is fantastic. Poltergeist, I finally watched the original and remake. I hated both of them. I can understand why the original was such a popular thing back in the day, but it definitely hasn't really lived up to the hype that I was expecting. And it hasn't aged very well. So I didn't really like Poltergeist, the original or the remake. Mortal Engines. I originally saw the trailer of this years ago. I thought it looked really bad. Decided to finally watch it because my mum actually owns it on DVD. I really enjoyed it. It's actually a really good movie, really well done. I'm not sure if it's part of a trilogy of books, so there will be more, but I really enjoyed it. So if they were released more, I would go see it for sure. There's a movie called 10 by 10, which has Luke Evans in it. Pretty basic movie, nothing super unique, but if you like those thriller, suspenseful movies, it's really good, worth watching. I only got it for $4, so it's not like I wasted a bunch of money watching this movie. Yeah. The Jacob's Ladder remake, I have not seen the original. Checked out the remake. I hated it. I mainly watched it because I like the cast members, but they were really shit in this. I just did not like anything about it. Haunt, another really good B-grade type Halloween movie, really enjoyable to watch. Performances average again, but really gory. So Trick and Haunt are kind of similar movies. The same with Hellfest is another similar one. Basically, it's an amusement park for Halloween. People sucking murdered, but they just think it's part of the show performance. Very basic premise, really good to check out during Halloween. Piercing, a very strange movie. It's simply a guy orders a prostitute because he wants to murder the prostitute, but somehow she turns it back on him, and it's about them harming themselves. It was a very strange movie. I still don't really understand what it was about, really. It cost me $4, so again, I just keep finding all these really random cheap DVDs. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll check this out. Not the worst movie I've seen, but still weird about what it was actually about. Line of Duty. I like Aaron Eckhart. Like, he's a really good actor, but this movie was nothing spectacular. It was very simple, very predictable, and prefigurable once you've seen it. Follow Me. This one is pretty much the definition of the ending saved the film. It's a pretty standard, boring type film throughout the whole movie, but once you get to the ending, you're like, oh my god, this was amazing. So, I don't really like when films do that, like, it's a crap film until the ending and then it suddenly makes it good, because not a lot of people are going to sit through a whole movie going, well, I wasted 90 minutes of this, 2-hour movie, but like at least the last 30 minutes was good. Like, it's not that long, but that's just an example. So I did like it. I just wish they put more effort into the whole film. The Kissing Booth 2, I love The Kissing Booth 1. Obviously, if you've seen the first one on Netflix, you probably already watched the sequel. It has been out for about 2 months now. It's just I enjoyed the films. They're very, very simple films. I already pay for Netflix, so I'm like, I might as well, you know, check out these silly rom-coms. Don't take them seriously. They're just some fun. Unhinged. Russell Crowe is fantastic as an angry person, basically because he's just angry in life, it seems. This one is just road rage. Like, that's basically what's happening in this film. This woman pisses off this guy. He decides, you know, I'm going to make her life a living hell. Very, very simple film. Performances are fantastic. And it's just so aggravating. Like, yeah, it makes you cranky just as you've experienced driving yourself. You've experienced road rage at you. So yeah, it's just probably one of the most intense, fantastic road rage films I've seen in quite a while. So that is Unhinged. Fatal Affair is on Netflix, and that is pure trash. Do not watch it. I hated it from just the start. I love the cast members, so I'm like, oh yeah, this will be good. They were so shit in it. Like, it's not even, they were trying. Nothing redeemable about this movie. Force of Nature. It hasn't really gotten much attention surrounding the film. Has Mel Gibson, Kate Bosworth, Emily Hirsch. I always forget his name, but I know him as Batista, Angel from Dexter. So really good cast. Weirdly, movie. It's a heist set in a hurricane tornado. Like, the premise of it is stupid. It sounds like a B-grade movie that they tried to make a Hollywood film of. Not a huge fan. I feel like if they just made it as a B-grade film and just accepted, you know, this is like Sharknado, whatever, not take it seriously, it would be much more enjoyable. The Secret Dare to Dream. This is such a corny, cliche type film that if you love Nicholas Sparks adapted books, if you love Jodie Picoult adapted books into movies, so if you like The Notebook, if you like Dear John, Walk to Remember, those type of films, which I do, you are going to love this. It is so corny. It's very predictable, but I just really enjoyed it. It was really sweet. Type of a good positive movie that I feel like we really need this year. So definitely worth checking out, considering they took a Think Positive book and turned it into a movie. It's pretty impressive. Tenet. I really enjoyed Tenet. Everyone I have seen it with has not, because I didn't understand it. Personally, I think the movie is very simple to understand. It's not as in-depth or as smart as everyone else is making out to be. I think it's very simple. Essentially, one person is going forward while the other person is going backwards, but it's just happening at the same time. Like, it's nothing that extraordinary. I do really enjoy the film. I really love the performances. Robert Pattinson was fantastic in it. And when I saw it a second time, because I already understood it really well the first time, I actually found the second time kind of boring, because most of the time they're just explaining it to you too much. I'm like, well, I already understood it the first time, so now this is just excess dialogue. But for people that didn't really understand it the first time, they have understood it the second time. So I enjoyed it for what it was, but I definitely don't think I could watch it again. But I did enjoy. Christopher Nolan does a fantastic job. The cinematography, editing, the performances, the cast, the fact they learned how to talk backwards and fight backwards is amazing. It's just, yeah, I don't understand why people are struggling to understand it. It's such differing opinions. Either people are loving it because they enjoy it and understand it, and then other people are hating it because they think it's stupid and don't understand. It's probably tore people apart more this year than a lot of other things. Peninsula. So I absolutely love Train to Busan. I was really excited that a sequel was coming. And while I did really enjoy it, it just wasn't as good as the first one. This one didn't really seem like it was about the zombies. It seemed more against the humans versus humans. And the zombies just seemed more like vampires in this one. It didn't really have that zombie intense feeling that I got from the first film. Like, Koreans make amazing zombie movies. Like, I also watched #Alive, which is on Netflix as well, and their zombie movies are amazing. They're unique. I love the way they do them, but this one just wasn't as good as the first one. So while I did enjoy it, there's also that line of disappointment as well. Love Guaranteed, again, another cheesy rom-com film on Netflix. If you have Netflix, if you like romantic comedy, check it out. Like, it's a really short film, and it's funny and just nice feel-good film. Guns Akimbo, which I finally got to see. So Daniel Radcliffe has guns taped to his hands, and it's just such an insane movie. The movie is absolutely ridiculous. Samara Weaving is just gorgeous. Like, she's just crazy. I love her and everything. So having Daniel Radcliffe and Samara Weaving in this film together, it's amazing. It's just such a crazy film. If you try to describe this film to anyone, or any, like, a particular scene where the homeless man is trying to, like, help him eat that thing behind the dumpster, I cannot watch that scene. But it's just such a crazy film. So if you have not seen Guns Akimbo, I highly recommend it. I loved it. Next, bring back Samara Weaving, is Bill and Ted 3 Face the Music. I absolutely loved it. I love Bill and Ted. I love really anything with Keanu Reeves. So I was really excited going into this film. I love that the two they picked to play their daughters. I always forget her name, the one with the brown hair. I love her in her other roles. She's in Atypical. I love her in that. So I already knew she was a great actress. Samara Weaving, I already love. And I just really enjoyed what they did. There was a good balance of the guys and their story, plus adding their daughters to the story. I really enjoyed it. If you love the other Bill and Ted's, this has the same humor. It's a decent story. It's not just a money grab. So I just enjoyed it. Worth checking out. The Babysitter, Killer Queen. I love Samara Weaving so damn much. So if you love The Babysitter, this one is just as good. The story is just as insane. The death scenes are so gory, and it's a really fantastic movie. I want to talk about it more, but without risking spoilers, I really can't. But yeah, if you really like The Babysitter, if you're looking for a Halloween movie, definitely check out this one. Even if you haven't seen the first one, give the first one a watch, and then this one. They're about 90 minutes each. Really quick, and also you can rewatch them multiple times, because I still love them every time. The next film is American Pickle. So this is Seth Rogen. His character was basically frozen by a pickle conserver. How they make the pickles, he fell into it, and so years later he is let out, and he's into this new modern world. Really weird concept, decent premise, decent delivery. Seth Rogen does a brilliant job. I just found it went a little too long. Like, I did get bored towards the end of it, which is really weird, because it only is a short duration. Like, it's only about 90 minutes, but I feel like it would have worked better as maybe like a TV show, or like a 20-minute episodes here and there. I don't know. Like, I enjoyed it, but I also didn't. I really don't know how to explain how I feel about American Pickle. Like, it's not the worst film I've watched, but I also just have no feelings, I guess. If you like Seth Rogen, I guess worth checking out, but otherwise, pretty standard. Nice Girl Like You, another Netflix film. Lucy Hale. I like her from Pretty Little Lies. I basically watched this film because I knew her. Very simple premise. Again, another romantic comedy. If you have Netflix, worth checking out. There's really nothing you can say about it that won't really give the whole storyline away, because once you've read the description of the trailer, like, the movie is, she goes through a breakup, decides to have a sexual awakening, writes a list of all these sexual things she wants to do, and that's pretty much it. But with what happens through the film makes it worth watching. Another film, Becky, a horror film. Kevin James plays the villain, which I never thought I would see him as a villain, but he does a fantastic job. Super, super gory film. I really loved it. It was very violent. I really recommend this, like, highly. If you have a chance to watch Becky, definitely do it. The Devil All the Time, another Netflix film. There are so many movies here. Holy crap. Very, very weird film, but I loved it. The cast is magnificent, but it does jump back and forth between who's telling the story. So even though they say, oh, this cast member is in it, he might only be in it for about 10 minutes. And this movie is 2 hours long. So what cast member you might be watching for, you might not really see, like, ever again. You might see them in the first 5-10 minutes and then not see them again, or they might not be until the end. So while it's a fantastic film, it is very weird. It is very dark. There is no happy endings for any of these characters. I just really, really enjoyed the performances, the editing, the narration is really great. As I said, it changes perspective of the characters, so they're all telling their own stories, and it's just really interesting the way they did it. I did really like the film, but I can understand why other people wouldn't. A film I hated because it was just pure garbage was The New Mutants. I like the X-Men movies, even the ones that other people might hate, except Red Phoenix. Whatever. No one liked that one. It was just not good. I didn't like anything about it. Like, I don't know anyone that actually did like it, so I guess that's a popular opinion that no one likes it. The same with the next film, Antebellum. Going into this film, I thought it was going to be like Get Out, like Us. So I was expecting big things from it, and it was just horrible. It felt like they were trying to make 3 different movies, couldn't really decide what they wanted to do, so they kind of just mashed them all together. Performances were way over the top, especially when it's in, like, the modern times with her best friend. Like, they just went to the stereotypical roles. Like, I thought we were trying to break away from that. I just didn't like it at all. I really hated it. I came really close to just walking out. I've never walked out of a film before, but it was just pure trash. Enola Holmes. If you like Sherlock Holmes type stories, this is worth watching. I don't really remember too much of it. Like, it was an enjoyable film while I was watching it, but it's pretty forgettable after the fact. But I do feel like they could make more of them and have, like, an actual series trilogy. Hubie Halloween. Get you into the Halloween mood. I do like Adam Sandler films. I thought this one might be one of his bad ones, but I actually did really enjoy it. Very, very simple. There's nothing too extraordinary about it. It's just a film to sit down and enjoy, not really give much thought to afterwards. Behind You, type of a creepy-ish film, but I don't really like it that much. Pretty forgettable. The same with You Should Have Left. I wanted to like it because I do like Kevin Bacon, and it's unique, but just because a film is unique and the way they told the story is well done doesn't make it a good movie. They drag out the finale, the conclusion of the film, so it does make it really tense, and does a good job at putting you in like an uncomfortable position, uncomfortable mood, which they want you to do with thriller films. But this doesn't happen until the last 15 minutes of the film. So most of the hour duration you're spending just waiting for something, anything to happen. So I didn't really like You Should Have Left. The Grudge remake, I absolutely hated it. It was pure trash. I don't understand how they made such a horrible film when the other ones were pretty decent. Like, they weren't fantastic, but they were decent. Like, how do they get worse? You have, like, a simple concept. People just want to be scared, and you fuck that up. Fantasy Island remake was pure trash as well. I hated it. Irresistible. That's a new film, and it was really enjoyable, really funny. Steve Carell and Rose Byrne does a great job with their chemistry between each other, and just their funny jokes. There was a weird amount of swearing. Like, there's so much swearing I was not expecting. They made the Republican and Democratic parties look bad, so it's not like they just were biased about it. So they did a really good job. It was really, really funny. The Outpost was a war movie that came out about 2 weeks ago. Really fantastic. I really, really enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the cinematography, the directing of it, the cast. If you like Danger Close, The Battle of Longtan, if you like 1917, if you like these war movies, you will definitely like The Outpost. I really, really enjoyed it. It was so intense, and probably one of the best war movies I've seen this year. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Definitely worth checking out. I really enjoy films where they just got you in the one location. They're concentrating on that. And the last movie, we are finally to the last movie, was Honest Thief, which I saw last night, starring Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson keeps playing the same character, and it's what he's good at. He is good at the action roles of trying to do the last thing, the good thing, the proper thing, to basically say, like, nah, we're screwing you over. And then he's getting revenge. He talks intensely into the phone. It's what he's good at. It's what we love him for. So if you like the Taken franchise, if you like The Commuter, if you like really any film he's done lately, you will love Honest Thief. Definitely worth checking out. And Jai Courtney is just gorgeous as well. I love him. So that is all the films. Again, in the description I will put links to the IMDb with just more information that you can find out for yourself, because that was a lot to go through. Just quickly, some of the TV shows I watched. The Order, if you like supernatural type films, werewolves, witches, worth checking out. Not the best film, not the best TV show I've watched in a while with that topic. It's kind of like Teen Wolf meets the Vampire Diaries. But I did enjoy it. Good Girls, I hated the new season. I feel like they really ruined the momentum of the show. So while I did originally really like it, I did not like the new season. Cursed, I loved this show. They did a fantastic job with the first season. I really, really hope it gains attention and popularity to make more seasons. Catherine was fantastic as the lead character, Nimue. It's basically about the witches, fairies, the King Arthur sword, Merlin. I'm saying way too much. It's just a really, really great show that I really hope people check out, because it deserves the attention. They must have spent so much money on the episodes, because the production value was just incredible. The special effects were just, I loved it. Lucifer, I finally watched. I managed to smash out all the seasons for the new season, and I loved it. I am so excited to see what they do with the rest of the season. I didn't really like the start of this season with how they had Michael, because I feel like that took away from when Lucifer really came back, about the excitement and everyone excited to see him. Otherwise, I love Lucifer. Tom Ellis is just amazing. I watched Floor is Lava. I don't know why. It was horrible, so cringy, but curiosity got the best of me. Dark Tourist is pretty interesting if you like the location type shows or weird things to check out. There was a lot of different things about certain locations I just simply did not know. And it was really interesting just learning about these places in the world, especially ones that are radioactive. And there's places that's more radioactive than Chernobyl. Like, I never knew this, and it was really, really, like, interesting. And I would love to go see these places, but also, let's not go near nuclear, places. Umbrella Academy, I really enjoy this show, but season 2 was weird. We're saying that season 1 was pretty weird too, but season 2, really weird. But I did really enjoy the characters way more in season 2. I guess I like the show, but at the same time, I don't like the show, and it's been that way for 2 seasons. So, as long as it keeps going, I'll probably still watch it. I just wish, I liked it more. Hoops, I did not really like. I watched it because Jake Johnson is one of the characters. He voices the characters. I thought it was going to be funny, but the jokes are just really forced. They're really cringy. I like dark humor. I like stupid humor like South Park. I'm not offended by jokes. But this one was just, I don't know whether it was just how they've said it or the context around it, but I just did not find it funny. Iron Fist, I finally finished. I did not like season 2 at all. I actually really loved season 1, and this one was just pretty disappointing. I was pretty bored. Happy, I watched. Weird show. I really loved season 1, not so much with season 2. I'm not surprised at all I got cancelled. While it was a unique show, it was just all over the joint and just got weirder as time went on. Daredevil, The Punisher, and Jessica Jones, I finally finished, and I love all 3 of them. The final seasons were all really good. I'm still annoyed at Netflix for cancelling them all. Especially Daredevil and The Punisher should have kept going because I just love them so much. Spinning Out, if you like figure ice skating, very good show. The character is bipolar, so it kind of investigates how she deals with it and how they deal with it in kind of a professional setting that is really, really hard on the body and mind. Interesting show, very short. There's only about 10 episodes. I was really excited to see more of it, but they haven't decided whether it's been renewed or cancelled, which is really frustrating, especially because with this year, a lot of shows are getting cancelled that was originally renewed, like Glow. They've now officially cancelled that next season, even though it was renewed, and that's so frustrating because I was so excited for having a final official season, and now we're never getting that. Finally went back to How to Get Away with Murder and finished that. I did not like the last season. I did not like how they ended a lot of the characters. They just mainly decided to kill all of the characters off, and that's just so lazy. You can give characters an ending without killing them. They killed about 5 characters, and it's just get something new, man. Quicksand, it's an interesting concept, but weird presentation. I don't know whether they want me to feel sympathy for these characters or whether they want me to hate the characters. I did watch the dub version, which I think the translation of it was really bad. I just couldn't really get into it. But I do have the book as well, so I'm interested in reading the book about that one. This is another one that's also on Netflix. And then Haunting of Bly Manor. I absolutely love The Haunting of Hill House. Really excited for Haunting of Bly Manor. I absolutely loved it. The performances are incredible. The storyline's fantastic. While it's not in your face terrifying, it's really more emotional and touching, and it's probably more of a love story than anything. I mean, they even say that in the TV show. But I just really, really enjoyed Haunting of Bly Manor. If you're looking for a new TV show to get into and you haven't watched The Haunting of Hill House, you don't have to. You can just go straight into and watch this one. You can watch in whatever order you want. There is a lot of this cast that's the same, but they're not the same characters, so they don't relate to each other. yeah, so that's the films I'm liking, TV shows I will watch this few months. Really enjoying. New season of You, Me and Her just came out today, so I'm really excited to watch that. I watched 2 documentaries. There's Athlete A, about the gymnast world. It's really fucked up what that doctor did, and he's a piece of shit. It is a very upsetting documentary. If you haven't watched it, I do recommend checking it out, but be warned, it is very upsetting. And then on to something funny. Daniel Sloss had a live show special. He had 2 episodes called Dark and Jigsaw. Both really fantastic and hilarious episodes. So, you know, watch Athlete A and depress yourself, and then watch Daniel Sloss and make yourself happy. I just really loved those 2 and really enjoyed just the jokes he made. Because a lot of the jokes he made, especially in the Jigsaw episode, were really relatable. I just loved it. The next things are like video games and board games, but I'm going to do a separate video for them because this has already been 30 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Please comment below if you've seen any of these movies, TV shows, what you thought of them. With the TV shows, are you disappointed any of them got cancelled? What movies on Netflix are you really into right now and would recommend me checking out? Thank you, and I will see you very, very soon in the next video about video games and board games. Bye!